So it's fairly early in the morning still. You've just stepped away from the statue. What are you guys doing?
I'm with Siri on the way back to the house.
I think we would, well, at least I would turn to Ansel and say, shall we head back?
Oh, just a small nod and starting to wander back.
Okay.
'Cause
So you have decided to head back to the house.
temporary home base, yes.
Yeah, the house is as you left it. Why did this screen not show? Okay. OBS, why you know? Okay, whatever.
That includes Mr. Slormore being okay.
Yeah, she's here. Actually, she's up here, wandering around, sort of tidying up from breakfast.
I'll walk in and I'll say, well, that was strange.
She'll poke her head out. What was strange? Yeah, I didn't let her look, so.
I'll turn to Ansel.
He just gives a sigh as he walks further in. There appears to have been another death.
Another? Who?
We don't know.
My nose just kind of pokes up from one of the books that I'm looking into regarding Harrowstone.
Looks, well, okay.
What I'm trying to find out about Harrowstone and going through the books bit by bit.
You are trying to look through the books to go, okay, hang on.
Yeah. That's all.
So let's skip back here. Make sure I get this right. You are researching Harrowstone in the Lowermore place. Sorry, I have to make sure I'm. Okay, roll me either knowledge history or knowledge local.
I hate how I have to bring up the actual knowledge skills from my list.
What do you mean?
You got this.
Well, no, I can't just, like, I have the macro bar, but it just does general knowledge. It doesn't pull up the specific knowledge.
If you click on
knowledge, it does.
Yeah, if you click on knowledge, it gives you a second menu.
Well, shit. So history or local?
Yeah.
My man.
Wow. Okay.
I rolled 19.
Good job.
Believe it or not, that's not the highest you could roll.
I'm afraid of that.
Yeah. So you're just sort of. This is gonna be. You're doing a very basic perusal because you picked up a book 2 seconds ago and you started flipping through it.
No. I thought they went back before us and he was gonna be looking through them.
Okay, let's phrase it this way. In order to get the information that's on this piece of paper at the highest levels, you're going to spend a day.
Yeah. I'm perusing through books. That's...
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe what, 20 minutes or so?
Yeah, this is not an in-depth study.
Oh, yeah.
So you this is the...
I just happen to find the right book. It's
actually, let me... Well, I'm going to actually just say it, and I trust my players not to use information they don't know. The information you gather is that Harrowstone is a ruined prison. It was partially destroyed by a fire in the year 4661. The building stood vacant since, and sort of the book that you've picked up is sort of topical history. So what you have notes in here from actually from Professor Lorimore, it's in his handwriting, written in the margins that say the locals suspect it's haunted. They don't like to talk about Harrowstone.
What year was the fire?
4661.
Okay. Nothing that we don't already know. Aside from a date.
Date.
We knew it was a prison.
Did you?
Yes, it's been mentioned.
Yes,
Okay.
we found that out earlier.
Okay.
I
That's
just
okay.
recall that.
So what did you find? Another murder?
Blood on a statue.
There was
That's what
lots.
that was.
There was a lot of blood, and there was a V at the bottom of it.
I didn't see that.
It was at the base.
I suppose a
Ansa
calling
sits
card?
there for a moment. Well, you're short enough to see it.
Ironically, you see him like beam with a little of pride. I'm not really sure what to make of it though.
V. You sure it was a V?
It's kind of hard to forget that memory.
Okay.
Oh, and we met the sheriff, was it?
I assume it was the sheriff. Quiet fellow.
He didn't want us staying around too long.
They rarely seem to.
I take it there's been no troubles this way?
Not so far. As I look over around the corner at Siri, who's probably sleeping or bored out of her mind.
Yeah, she's probably sleeping off a hangover. Let's say that.
The tiger is tamed. Temporarily.
Did we ever find out where the people went though?
Yeah, she's just, like she's asleep in a corner with like the tiger pelt sort of like drooped down over her face, kind of like a Mexican siesta.
No. Ansel shakes his head because no, we didn't.
Well, I don't know. So,
I suppose we need to figure out who died.
I mean, we do. It'd be in our best interest to find out what's going on.
That's
might-
assuming it's connected, which it probably is.
We might also want to spend a little more time around the town to get ourselves familiar with it and the people.
Well, there's plenty of jobs on the thing, so we can do to keep ourselves occupied while others research.
The thought is appreciated.
Look at Alan. What do you want to do?
Well, I think the job idea is great. I think we should also maybe look at the shops. Maybe making some shopkeepers happy with some coins a good idea.
That reminds me, I need to go speak to the potion maker.
Hey, I think Siri woke up. I tried. If you don't mind, I'll accompany you for that. That sounds fun.
We can do that. If Siri is up, like you say, we can check and see if get her on a couple little things from the board.
Yeah. Alex, did you want to join in?
Depends, Mr. Skender. Would you mind if I borrow this for a bit? I say, lifting said book in my hands.
Mark's.
She sort of pokes her head in from the kitchen and says, "Well, sure, yes. I mean, please bring it back when you're done with it." But,
Of course, mistress.
Boop.
Not involved with cooking, forgot.
Um,
I'll poke my head in and say, "Good morning."
To me?
yes, we're under the assumption Siri's curled up somewhere on the first floor.
Okay, I'll be passed out somewhere. Yeah.
I'll, are you still busy cooking?
No, I just finished. So,
Okay. Then I will walk up and I will poke you very lightly and say, "Hey, do you want to go out and
Where-
see this potion person and pick up some jobs?"
where are you poking and how far away are you?
It's a halfling, so not very far, and probably around the waist.
It would
She's on
probably,
the floor. It could be a boob.
no, if it's sitting posture, which I imagine someone of strength would do, I would probably actually poke the toe with the foot.
Good job. Get as okay, so he pokes me and it just double like what? What's
Hey.
for breakfast? What? Breakfast?
Oh man, breakfast
What?
does sound like a great idea. But we were thinking about going out and checking out some potion shop thing, and
Before breakfast?
We had breakfast.
I didn't have breakfast.
is there a second
I wish you
breakfast?
did.
I had breakfast and I
What?
didn't know it.
Hey, Ansel kind of puts his hand up. I'll go look into the potion maker. You guys have a brunch. And he
I'll-
gets up and wanders towards the door.
I look conflicted.
Right. So are we in the house?
We're in the house.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go. I'm fine.
So everybody wants to go look at potions.
And other things. There's a town out there.
I'm just peeking my head around the door. Some of us are studying.
Of course. Who's protecting the lady?
Should be fine.
I suppose me, after all.
Oh dear.
You're staying here, aren't you?
Thanks for the vote of confidence. Somebody has to.
Yeah.
Random deaths in town. People accusing your father of being a necromancer. Somebody
And
has to stay
you're
around.
going to protect her.
Ansel slips out before this gets too bad.
I am jumping out the door.
You're how tall is your character?
Mine,
Yeah.
3'2".
And you're gonna protect her?
No,
Oh
no,
no! I'm out the door.
Biz.
Okay, the other. I'm studying. Staying home and studying.
Alex.
I might stop at the door and be like, "Hey, I can defend things." And I pull out my shield.
Ansel just picks up by the collar and starts walking.
He lets her. Him.
I just
Him.
shake my head. Put my nose back in the book.
Yeah, because I can't remember what Alex is.
A nerd.
That's as much as you know so far.
He's a
But,
nerd.
no, like race. Human,
Human.
short human, tall human, big, stocky, or
He's about 5'9", and he's definitely from this area.
okay.
He's a
Is he
nerd.
nerdy looking?
What's that?
Is he nerdy, like scrawny, geeky, nerdy?
He's
look?
scrawny-ish, yeah.
Okay.
He's got a little muscle on him.
Uh-huh.
Little.
Little. Is one muscle that he carries proudly in his chest.
And I believe they need you over at the potion shop.
I have anything to do with potions.
What? They're like beers for you, right? You just drink a whole bunch.
No.
That's so great.
Wait a moment. Trying to decide which way do I want to go with that one. As poor Nicole knows probably where I will go. I have yet to have a potion that could do half as much as even the piss water that was being served at the town. And you could probably not protect that lady out of your little reading thing.
I'd pat you on the head if you were closer.
If you could reach it. Shorty.
Don't
feel
you
you,
have better
bro.
things to do?
Oh,
Like
well,
beat up a peasant in a bar.
why would I want to beat up a peasant?
I thought that's what you people do.
No, I only beat up people that I get paid for.
We just left the nerd and the barbarian together. We're in trouble. We're gonna come home to a bloodbath.
No, we won't.
Not necessarily. Oh, look, she's just woken up. She had quite a few beers and balls the previous night. And she can't even figure out how she got from her bed to the floor.
Well, we did go out early, and then people went back.
Oh, we went out somewhere? Where'd we go?
Yeah, we did.
We
Okay.
went down the road, and then everyone split up to go back, and
Oh, yeah.
we assumed Siri just went no fuck it.
Yeah,
Too
one,
early.
yeah. Either that or she would have just been still sleeping from the bad beer. I looked at like that.
At least I can ensure that if we are attacked, the house doesn't get burned to the ground or broken.
I have never burned a house down on purpose.
That's what I thought as I'm turning around, book in hand.
Huts don't count. Never mind. They're fine.
So I think we made it outside.
Yeah, let's go. And Ansel just kind of hefts Alden up and like half makes a break for it towards the apothecary.
Which is where?
I'm double checking.
Yeah. Hey, Siri, go check.
Isn't it H?
Yes, H.
Okay.
They take a nice leisurely jog this way.
I'll have to wait for a minute. I'm not on that map. So, what is Siri gonna do?
First, she'll look to see if what's her name's in the kitchen, make sure that she's safe and sound. Then check the perimeter of the house to make sure that nothing else is possibly coming, because she's got a little bit of paranoia issues and she's supposed to protect her. So she's going to be checking around the house to make sure that nobody's put any traps, put any nasty things, or is trying to snipe or anybody. And where and if, how they could possibly snipe, etc. in that before she punches
Okay.
nerdy boy.
Give me a perception check.
Okay, give me 1 second. Perception is because of the skill.
He's losing one.
17.
So the house, hang on. Cover that up. Try and dampen the wind noise. The house is not trapped in any way. It's a house next to a farm field. Some trees nearby, but I'm not quite sure why I'm trying to be sniping, but
Well, not just checking to make sure that there's no people, that there's obviously people that are not happy with her and her father. I just want to make sure that nobody's asked to protect her. So
I mean, you start walking around the house. There's not really.
there's nothing that looks like anywhere somebody could hide.
I mean, say there's a tree line a little ways away down the road, but
Right?
I mean it's trees.
Are wolves a thing? I don't know. Okay. All right. So once I know that there's like no way that somebody could get really super close to the house without us noticing, go inside, sit at the table, put my feet up, and set to guard. Like,
Okay, and I assume Alex is going to be doing some studying.
Alex is going to do some studying, and some point we'll probably make the terrible error of trying to get Siri to help.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute.
We return and the
Oh.
house is on fire.
Alden and Ansel, what are you doing?
Again, we're going up to H.
You're headed up towards H. Okay.
Though Alden is pretty much being carried and Ansel's jogging too.
Yeah.
This is secretly the greatest.
Okay. So you start let's see. What? I need a calendar. You start wandering towards town. It's fairly quiet. I mean, it is still fairly early in the morning, but you know,
Oh no, are the shops open?
well, it's not that early in the morning.
Oh.
Sorry, I just need to figure out what day of the week this is.
I
Oh,
think
okay.
it's Friday.
It is a Saturday at the
I was
moment.
close.
So you guys stroll into town. There's a couple of people sort of mingling around in the central square area, and you're headed straight to H. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Straight to H.
Pretty much. What's pretty much?
Yes.
I was gonna say.
Okay, Alden is set down somewhere, right in this area,
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that.
so it doesn't look like a total, kid.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you come to H, which is simply marked apothecary. It's got a collection of substances and you know
Hmm.
general ingredient looking type things in the window. I assume you're going to walk inside.
Yes, Ansel will.
Before we walk in, I'll turn to Ansel and just say, "Who was it that we needed to talk, or that you needed to talk to?"
Jaminda.
Okay, I have no idea, so I'll follow your lead.
Would you like to poke around out here for a few minutes, see what else there is? And he
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of motions around the square and all the different buildings.
I'll be looking around. Don't you worry.
Okay, so Ansel's going to go in and Alden's going to stay out.
I'm actually gonna walk in shortly afterwards, but not pay attention and look at the potions and
Okay.
other stuff.
So you walk into the shop, and behind the counter is a woman with dark hair. Well, dark. She's a brunette. You've seen her before.
Okay.
Jominda Fallenbridge was at Professor Laura Moore's funeral.
She was one of the ones with the boy.
Maybe. Yes, she was. She looks up as you enter, and you. How do I phrase it? She's a shopkeeper, so she's welcoming, but she's not beaming with friendliness.
Ansel gives a nod. Just looking for the moment.
And she gives you a nod and says, if there's something in particular you need to find, let me know.
I call it rumor you might have some special items.
She looks a bit confused at you. Special items?
I overheard someone saying you were possibly having items that the sheriff didn't like.
She frowns decidedly at you at that statement and says, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Hmm. Ansel makes as much of a face as he does and starts looking around, seeing what's on the shelves.
And she's watching you now.
I'm trying to think of a good spell to see if they have a potion of. Something happy.
I doubt they have happy pills.
Oh, come on.
So we're looking through, seeing what's there, I suppose.
You find, common components for spells. There are some potions on a shelf behind Jominda, but those aren't labeled and they're on a shelf behind Jominda, so you're not going to be able to grab one of those.
I wouldn't anyways.
You
I do
would
need to
not.
find out what components I can for story purposes, because I would obviously grab components.
So, in terms of, I'm just going to, as a GM, say this: you're going to find anything that's common here. So any spell component that doesn't have a value greater than 50 gold, basically.
Right. The sad thing is I just need to remember what components there are.
Oh.
You have a spell component pouch on your character?
I actually don't think I do. I'm sure I should.
Yeah, you sure should.
Mm-hmm.
Time to pull up the old character sheet.
Silence.
Yeah, I don't see it, so I must have missed it when creating the character.
Golden?
How could you forget a component pouch?
Generally because I haven't played
Don't have
Pathfinder in
it.
like 20 years.
Hey, Jeff.
Cooked all the way through.
Looks like you're trying to pick up some spell components.
Looks like I'm also going to pick up a spell component pouch, because I bet they have one here.
Well, you can still. Yeah, there's also chicken. in
Okay,
the-
yeah, they would have one here.
Yeah. You can put it back in
which
the oven
is
under
5
350
gold,
for about
I
5 or
suppose,
6 more minutes.
on one of those. So at this point, you're both in the shop looking around.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, well, you managed to find a spell component pouch easily enough. There, And
Okay.
basically what it'd be is you would pick up a spell a pouch. It's basically pick and mix sort of thing.
Yeah. So I'll walk up to the counter with a pouch full of things. Like, I'd like this, please.
And she looks at the pouch and she nods and says, "That will be 5 gold, please, sir."
A pleasure. I'll pull out 5 gold and I'll say, I'm Alden. Who are you?
I'm Jominda. And
It's a
she
pleasure to meet you, Jominda.
takes the money and just sort of puts it away in a proper place.
And at this point, I'll just say thank you, and I'll walk out.
And she nods to you and lets you walk out the door. I mean, what do you want to say on that one?
It's supposed to be a very bland and straightforward transaction.
And it was.
No bartering yet.
Mm.
No, not yet.
Do you want to stay in the shop or?
Ansel's gonna leave for
Okay.
now,
Okay.
cause
So you step back outside the shop.
Oh, any luck? I'm gonna guess not.
no.
I don't think I need to sense motive that face.
Probably not.
No.
Let's go look at the jobs then. Let's see if there's anything there.
Alright. So I guess we're wandering over to B.
Okay.
But
so,
I'm checking out. Ansel will look and see what this is.
That's the
that-
jail.
That is the jail.
The jail.
Did I not mark that on the map? I should have.
No,
marked
it's
that.
not on the map. I'm looking at around here to see what.
Alright. Yeah, that's the jail. As you're walking by, you can see there's a deputy inside. You know, I don't know, sweeping or something. It's a jail, but it's one of those, you know.
Mayberry jails.
Yeah, there's 200 some odd people living in this town. It's a jail. There's no one inside.
Okay, so we're looking at the board to see what's there.
Surely someone needs to kill some rats.
Ah.
Not so much the rats, but you wander over to the board, and yeah, there's a couple of signs up for, you know, farm hands wanted. You know, some people wanted for loading things and moving things, logistic type people. Man with a van, for those of you from England. I mean, and there's obviously other things here. There's, you know, lost cat notices and the newspaper things also posted here. And
Doubt
it's
we're gonna find the animals.
it's the exact same paper, and if you look closely enough, the notices are the exact same as they were on the other one you saw earlier.
I mean, you guys might be great at the moving stuff. I can lift a thing or two.
It might get us familiar with the area at least.
I will tear down that post.
The flyer, I assume, not the
Yeah.
actual
Not the-
stone pillar.
I'm
I
great,
think
but
that'd be
not
a
that
little
great.
hard.
You throw out your back. No. Okay, so you take one of the flyers for one of the farm hands wanted. Sure.
Do you want to check out the scroll place up north? Or anywhere else you want to look here in the town area?
Well, let's look around here, get a general feel of what it is, then we'll go up north.
Okay, so you just want to sort of wander around the square sort of area.
I will explore D more if we go near it.
You will explore. Okay, so where do you want to go first? Let's sort of establish a pattern or something.
I figured we would
This
walk around
way.
FK, DJ, and then
So sort
from
of
there make a decision.
clockwise around the
Yeah.
thing. Okay. So the first thing you come across is the general store, which is F. It's got, you know, bags and sundries out front and stuff in the windows.
Do they sell food? Like
They
general
would
food
s-
stuffs?
Yeah, they would sell general foodstuffs.
We should pick something up for Siri.
I don't know if they sell coffee. Um,
Hey, I
the
don't
bridge
see
of his
coffee
nose.
anywhere.
What would we possibly get her?
Surely something meaty would be delicious.
Ansel just looks at Alden, trying to decide if he's being cheeky or serious.
I'm serious. Is that a role?
Probably a bow.
I'm not disguising it. I'm being serious.
Perhaps on the way back.
Sounds good to me. I guess
Okay.
we'll walk on.
So you continue on your walk. K is an inn. It's marked with a sign over the door there. It says the Outward Inn.
Oh, this is the other tavern place they were talking about.
Yes.
Maybe we'll
And
stop by
Ansel
later.
kind of points back towards B. That's where Siri had a couple drinks last night.
C, you mean?
Or
B.
B. Yeah, the laughing demon. Well,
C is the Laughing
Yeah,
Demon. The B is a pole.
this area, this way.
Right. There's not much activity going on at the inn right now. I mean, this is an inn more in the traditional sense of it's an inn, not necessarily so much the tavern area.
I honestly wouldn't see a point to go in.
Right. Okay. So you sort of keep wandering around, and you get to D, and D doesn't have well, there's a sign outside D, but it just says Raven Grow. It's a fairly large building, double doors, which are closed.
Is there anyone lingering around it in any way? Or even walking by
No.
right now?
I mean, you could probably find someone walking by, but there's no one lingering around this building in particular now.
I won't bother other people because we don't really have the reputation to just walk up to people.
Okay.
But I'm going to remember to ask about it.
Okay. So you keep walking.
Yeah.
This next building is marked by a sign which reads the Silk Purse.
I like the name.
There's nothing in the windows, or
Is the door open?
are you trying the door?
Yes.
Yeah, the door opens.
Ansel just steps inside because name. Why not?
Okay.
We just walked into a brothel, didn't
No, you didn't.
I'd walk in behind.
So you walk into the building. As you do, so you sort of walk in, and there's a counter, and then behind the counter, there's a pair of desks, sort of set, facing each other, as it were. So they're sort of sharing a divider, as it were. And there are two people sat behind the desks, a man and a woman, and they both sort of look over as the door opens, curiously.
Hello.
Smile and a nod. Just getting to know the city. Sorry.
They look a little curious, but the man stands up, sort of dusts his pants off, and approaches the counter. You notice, now that you're also looking around, that on one side, a side wall to your right, is a small display case with a few gems, a couple of pieces of jewelry, believe it or not, a yoke for a wagon, a couple of other items that are sitting inside this display cabinet. He approaches the counter and says, is there something we can help you with?
Oh no, really? Just getting familiar with the town. I like the name of your shop.
He gives a sort of small smile and thank you.
So what do you guys sell, or are you selling?
Ansel just reaches out and slaps Alden on the back of the head.
starts to answer, then pauses when Ansel slaps the halfling on the back of the head and looks at Ansel instead.
What's that for?
Look around.
Still, it's nice to hear from them. There's always good things going on. I'll turn back around. So ignoring that disruption, how's business?
Oh, business is fine. Not that many people in need of our services lately.
Well, that's I suppose a good thing.
Yeah, Ansel's looking at the jewelry case. Or whatever it is.
Okay. There's a ring in there. There's a few gems. One of them is well, I'm not gonna say significantly larger than the others, but it's a fair-sized sort of orangey pinkish color.
Can I roll anything to maybe recognize it?
Sure, you can roll appraise. Now he's not gonna let you touch.
No, not touch, just looking.
You're not gonna touch, but he can. Yeah, you can look at the thing and say, "Okay, so what are you looking at specifically?"
The orangey.
The big orangey thing. I need to look things up. You've seen similar things before, though you're not quite sure what it is that they do. But you've seen them sold in. Where did you come from? Okay, so yeah, you've seen them sold in Varesia, definitely.
He's got an Iowan torch, so he would know vaguely what an Iowan stone is. If that's what you're going at.
You're probably leaning towards it being an iron stone. This one you estimate to be when I can find the fucker. Somewhere in the range of 4,000 to 5,000.
Ooh.
You notice in the case that he has it marked at about 300. Or they have it marked as 300. And it's marked on the case as being a smoky quartz.
Ansel's looking at it and... Is there any way I could do some sort of labor for this? And he points at the smoky quartz.
The man looks a little confused, but says, well, no, we don't. This isn't a labor shop. We loan money.
Whoa.
I heard loan, right?
You heard loan.
I'll just keep smiling. I was making small talk anyways.
Yeah.
But having heard that, I'll walk up to Ansel and just say, "What do you see?"
Ansel just kind of taps where the stone is. That.
And I assume I see the same, obviously.
Yeah, you see this. You see the
Smoky
stone
quartz.
marked smoky quartz for 300 GP.
I'll turn and I'll say, "That's a lot of money right now."
You also see the ring and a couple more gems. If you're really interested, there's the yoke for a wagon.
Yeah, we're in a pawn shop.
Basically, yeah.
Ansel leans down. It's worth it.
Well then,
If
why
I
don't we
have to go-
swing back by that little pillar thing and actually pick up some
Yeah,
more
let's go.
monies?
Thank you. Hopefully, when we come back, that will still be there. I'd like gems.
I imagine it will be. Not many people in town have that much cash to spare.
Walks out.
A pleasure meeting you, and then I'll walk out too.
Bye. When they get outside,
Oh, I should actually make this.
he looks. Ansel looks at Alden. It's an Iowan stone, or I'm pretty sure it is.
Do I know what that is?
You might have heard of them. Yeah. Basic magic stones.
Oh. Well, there's only one sure way to get it from there, it seems.
Yes. So, how much are they? How much is that flyer offering that you picked up?
I don't know if it actually has a price on it.
There's probably not a price directly on it, but it would say something like, earn a few silver.
I imagine that Ansel is just frowning very hard. We can go back and look and see if there's anything worth a little more.
Well, let's start with that. That'll at least get Siri doing something.
Hey! I would like to have you know that I am not burning anything down and I am
Oh,
not
she-
doing
she-
anything naughty.
okay.
We're not home yet.
I might disagree with that.
I
Now
am
she
not
have her
doing
muted,
anything
but-
or doing anything naughty.
No, but the dirt on the table is horrendous.
That is not my fault.
Actually, yes, it is. It is directly your fault.
So, taking a pause for a moment, is anything happening back at the house other than
We've been
you two?
chit-chatting.
We are
Okay.
having a conversation.
Okay. But
A
nothing-
wonderful friendship-building conversation.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take what Chris just said. Do we need to actually come back to the scene, or do we?
Yeah, you guys.
Well, let's just put it this way. She hasn't pulled out her weapon yet.
That's a
That's a
good thing.
plus.
If that changes, let us know. But I think we'll stick with Alden and Ansel for the moment.
He tried
That's
to
fine
get
with me.
he tried to get Siri to read a book.
Oh, that's a horrible idea.
Hell.
He didn't know. He has learned.
He'll learn fast.
Yes, he will.
Okay, so you two, what are you two doing?
So if there's no objections, I figured we'd walk at this point back up to B and see if
Let's
there is
see if
any
there's
more
any-
high posting.
Yeah, anything that's paying more or what's paying what, that kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's a small farming village.
Yeah.
There's not exactly, high-paying jobs going on
Well,
here.
it's all labor, but yeah.
Yeah, it's small labor jobs. It's a couple of silver, maybe a gold for a day's work, sort of thing.
We could talk to the blacksmith and see if maybe we can hunt something.
Hunt.
I don't know, pelts, hides.
That would be
Rocks.
the general store. And then he literally points over where the general store is.
I say nothing. Do
We
you wanna
can
go in?
and- Fine, we can go and you can see if they have need of any materials or whatever.
Let's do it. I'll walk over to F.
To the
You
general
walk
store. Boop, boop,
Over
boop.
to F. Okay.
And I walk in the general store.
You walk in the general store. So this is the Raven Grove General Store. Very inventive name. There's a man behind the counter who looks up as you enter.
I will wait.
You can hear in the back. There's no more noise. There's people, in the back. You get the impression that this is a storefront with a home behind it, sort of thing.
Yeah. I'd walk up to the counter and say, "Hello there."
The man, again, you're sort of getting that same sort of vibe of, I'm a storekeep, but you're from not here. And he kind of looks at you and says, "Hey, morning."
Just wanted to get familiar with the town and figured I'd introduce myself. I'm Alden.
And he introduces himself as Luthko.
That's a nice name. So we're just
Right.
looking around. We were curious as to how things have been supply-wise. If you needed any additional assistance or any help with anything.
He looks a little confused by that, but well, what did you mean? So I should describe the store a little bit. I mean, pots, pans, tools. There's bed rolls and water skins and all the sort of. I'm just going to describe it the way it's listed in the book. Basically, anything that's in the adventuring gear section, tools, skill kits. So the basic sort of stuff. There are no weapons here that you can see. There is one suit of plate armor in the back, but it's not labeled. It's not on display, sort of thing. And there's not really much in the way of, well, from your perspective, there's not much in the way of magic stuff here.
Yeah, I'm depressed, but that's not my point. I would probably say we're just getting more familiar, like I said, with the area. So, trying to be jovial, make friends. I don't know, hopefully you haven't had any trouble with trade ship getting to you, have you?
Not really. It comes by the boat, you say.
I suppose that's a good point.
Yeah. Not that difficult, but it's not a huge call for most of this stuff. People like to camp once in a while.
Camping sure is fun.
I should point out it's February. It's not exactly,
Camping season?
it's not
Camping in February can be fun.
it's not the height of camping season.
If you
But,
want to freeze your nuts off, both real and proverbial.
Well, don't have any nuts for what.
I said
One.
proverbial.
Two, camping in wintertime means you have to get really close to your fellow campers. So camp with a friend that you like.
They wouldn't have generic clothing here, right?
preferably not one with like a bastard sword with them. But whatever. Yeah, I mean they'd have they'd have generic clothing.
So I'd probably ask how the winter wear stuff has been selling and what's the popular buys.
Well, he sort of looks over at some of the. There's not racks and racks of things. There's like a couple pieces out and kind of looks at it and goes, well, it's starting to warm up. The pelt hides aren't that bad.
Sounds good. My friend behind me is great at getting hides, so I figured I'd see if they were doing well here. Mind if I go take a look?
He pauses and looks at Ansel, sort of trying to. He's trying to look at Ansel as if, taking the measure of the man, as it were.
Ansel looks over when he hears his name and just arches an eyebrow like, what? And not in that. A little bit of a question, a little bit of. Well, what?
I'll lean over the counter.
Is he doing that to Alden, or is he doing that to? Okay.
I'll lean over the counter and whisper, "Hey, this has been the best trip yet. I still haven't been hit."
He actually sort of gives a little laugh at that, but.
All right, and then I'll say, "I'm gonna go take a look around. Thank you very much."
He nods and says, "Let me know if you need any help with anything."
Will do. And then I'll go pretend to look at the hides area that he pointed out before.
Okay, there's a couple of pieces of. It's winter gear. It's not like super heavy winter gear. It's mild, temperate winter gear, I'm gonna say.
This is sort of off topic, but considering my size, do they sell things for halflings or small sized creatures?
They do
Wouldn't
have
that be a child's set of clothing?
basically it's what it would be. Yeah, they do have smaller clothing. It probably is for a child by design, but it would fit you.
Okay. That was just like in general because I know that there hasn't been any small creatures otherwise.
Yeah, they're rarer, but obviously, they do have children. Um, and you know that in general, whenever you have a population, yeah, there will be a bit of a sprinkling of races.
Ugh.
All right, I'll probably then just look around and head to the door.
Okay, what's Ansel doing?
I was looking around while Alden was making, and once Alden starts for the door, he'll the door.
Okay. So I've already forgotten the man's name.
It was a weird name.
Lothgar. Lothko.
Well,
Lothko. You know, he's sort of. I mean, it's his shop, so he's gonna
Yeah.
stand there and watch you shop. Basically, is
Yeah.
what he's gonna do.
Yeah, and just before we head out, I'll say everything. This looks great. I'm sure to be back. Thank you very much.
He just sort of gives you a wave goodbye.
Well, at least that went better. No deals on trying to make any money, though, I'm afraid. Sorry. Do we want to go back?
Pool the money.
Do we want to go ahead and back and check on the others? I'm thinking maybe Alex will have some fun with the scroll shop.
Really grab them all for that, or would you rather go with Alex to the squirrel shop?
Do you have an interest?
Not particularly.
I figured. I think it's best that we head back.
Okay.
Oh shoot! I'm gonna turn around and go back into the shop.
Which one?
F, the general store, and the
Okay.
guy's name that I'll never get.
Luthko. Yes.
I'll just walk up and I'll say, hey, I was just curious. There's a big building outside, and I couldn't see any signs for it. I didn't know what that building was.
Big Billy.
He's referring to D.
I know he's referring to D, but
It's
Luthko
like
doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about.
it's like two buildings down.
You got to remember that Luthko's talking to a halfling. Every building's a big building to a halfling, all right?
Right. That's true.
That is true.
It's next to the inn. Well, the other side of the inn.
Oh, the town hall.
Oh, it looks nice. A little closed, but nice.
Well, only really need it during meetings.
Oh, when's the last meeting you guys had? I'd like to attend.
It's been a while. Only when there's an election or, well, hasn't been one of those in good many years.
Oh wow, elections. Well, I don't know the town well enough yet, so I can't really say good or bad. But well, again, sorry, pleasure to meet you. And then I'll scuttle out.
Alright.